losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I want to be the greatest.
Hey everybody, welcome to the latest GOI podcast, and happy holidays to everybody. We're getting ready for Christmas, and that also means we're getting ready to wrap things up for this season in GOI in just a week or two and hit some playoffs. So as normal, we have our superior panel with us to discuss the latest and greatest going on. This episode is brought to you by some pharmaceutical company that Coby is personally testing right now. So all right. So guys, we're week 17 now? Is that right? Or
yes,
week 17.
One more week of football.
So we are just about wrapped up the season. So we wanted to kind of go through. Last time we got together, we were talking about who we thought was going to be in the playoff races, and so we were going to take a minute here just to see, where we think we're at. Was there any surprises? I guess we can start with you, Jacob. What do you think? Looking at the AFC, any big surprises for you?
His name is Marty. He's not in the playoffs yet, but he had like 2 wins last season. He's 8-7 right now, fighting for the 7th seed. It's not over, but shout out to him. Big comeback this year. In terms of a disappointment, I gotta go with TK. I don't know what happened to him, but he's 4-11. He was the 4 seed last or 5 seed last year, and now he's gonna be a top 5 pick probably.
So looking at Marty, his last 2 games, he's currently has Ray in the Cardinals this week. Marty is sick. You don't think this is like the blue flu? Is he just sick because he's sick with needing a sim? Could that be it? So, what do you think? You think that you think he's made to sneak in, having to go through Ray? And
let me see he'd need some. If he loses that game, and wins his last one, he'd be 9-8. He needs a few things to happen, and it's Jay he's fighting with, I think, right now.
Yeah.
Well, now his last game after that, I think. Let me see here. Do I have that right? Who's his last game against?
Let me see.
Denver. He's good. Denver.
I think 9-8 could get done depending how Jay's games go.
That's true.
But even if he doesn't, it's a great season from going from 2 wins to 9 wins in a season.
And Marty, for the record, I'm jealous, and you're my new hero. You know, old guys can still win in Madden. You're proving that, so I do appreciate it. So we're all definitely proud of you there. All right, now, and you said TK?
My biggest disappointment in the AFC this year.
Are you fighting with the shirt again? Is the shirt winning again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least he's putting clothes on this time and not taking them off. That makes me feel a little better.
But the shirt is winning again. That is hilarious, Jacob. Okay. But you say TK was your biggest weakness. Go ahead. Nope, you're still fighting with the shirt. Never mind.
Because he has 4 wins. He had 11 or 12 last season. I don't know what happened. I played him, and it felt like if he has a kid, his kid was playing for him. It wasn't TK. It was crazy. But
the important part is that you're pulling your punches. So,
yeah.
Jeez, TK. Just so you know, the opinions represented by the panel are not necessarily represented by everybody on the panel. So, Jacob's on his own. So, what in the hell are you doing?
The shirt is winning, John. The shirt is winning.
Yeah, apparently,
John. I've said my piece.
I'm just happy because usually when Coby's around, people's clothes come off. So at least that's not happening. So, all right. So now that Jacob has literally tied himself up, Coby, how about you in the AFC? Any surprises? Anybody knocking your socks off?
Biggest surprises I would have to give to Kevin. Last year, I don't know who was running the Bills. Was it Brandon? I believe it was Brandon. But that team wasn't very good. They didn't make the playoffs. And he started off, I think, 0-3 or 1-3, and turned the season around. I think he won 10 straight, and then finally lost his first game last week. So Kevin's my biggest surprise. And biggest disappointment. I guess I'm just disappointed Marty didn't is like just right out of there because he was as high. He was leading the division at one point on my screen. So I'm just sad to see him just one game behind. I'm sorry, Jay. I do hope you lose because I want to see us in too. But
So wow, so we had one vote for Marty as the hero, and then you're putting him as the zero.
I would have.
So, welcome to the bipolar panel. So, all right. So, yeah, and am I the only one that kind of felt like Kevin was too busy, and then he waited for an AFC East team to come open, and suddenly he wasn't busy? Yeah. I see you, Kevin. So, trolling in the low divisions. So, I might just move him over to like Ray's division next year. So,
Boom.
all right, Dorian, how about you? What are you thinking?
My biggest surprise is the 1 seed in the AFC right now, those Colts. Didn't think he had it in him to come back and get the 1 seed again. Coby isn't really a strong finisher to a season. He'll kind of throw away a couple of games, don't really care. The fact that he, as he told Lathan, cared about his record is kind of impressive to me. He actually went to go get the 1 seed. I'll give him props for that. Didn't think he had it in him. My biggest disappointment, though, is his counterpart in Anthony. I thought Anthony would kind of give him some battles, sneak a game 1 or 2 from him there. Anthony is great and strong on defense, and I haven't seen it yet from him. But once he gets that defense together, yeah, I think he's going to give Coby some run.
There you go, Coby. Somehow you always get put on Dorian's radar for some reason. It's so
It's championship game.
I bet you if we spin the camera around, there's a picture of you on Dorian's wall.
with darts in it.
Yeah,
it definitely would. We're gonna call them darts. Yeah, with darts. Yeah, call them darts.
All right, and Dorian, who's your who let you down in the AFC?
Anthony. Yeah, Anthony's my biggest.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, I thought he would give Coby a run for his money, get him split with him at least here and there. I've had some tough games with Anthony, especially with his defense. So, and that Texas team has a pretty young, solid core. So, let him see if he get a missing piece in there too. Anthony's gonna be my sleeper team for next year to get into the playoffs.
All right. Jacob, do you have to go to the restroom?
No, I have a question. John, Coby, Dorian, and I, we got together and we realized you do so much work for the league, but we never give you credit on the podcast. So who's your biggest disappointment and surprise of the season?
Well, my biggest disappointment is me. That's like, I mean, I guess if my superpower is that I start every preseason thinking that this could be the year, this could be the year I could go 500 and it hasn't quite figured out there yet. So one of these days,
for 30 years.
That's right. So
next year's your year, John.
I will tell you though, I'm kind of happy. My Jacoby Galloway has been doing all right. I'm getting him figured out. He's hit a couple of those in-game storylines. So hell, I think I wouldn't be surprised if he's player of the week for this week. I think he had like 4 touchdowns. I think he had all my touchdowns.
Oh wow!
In the last game. So we'll see how he does. And then, like I said, I do kind of like Marty doing pretty well. Just because it's usually me, him, and who's the other one, I guess, the old 49ers, we're usually kind of down at the bottom. And Marty has definitely, at least, 8 wins. He's probably going to be 500. That's a big jump. I take 500 all day long. So for sure. All right. Now, Jacob, not Jacob, I'm sorry. Coby, I don't know where you're taking us, but remember, we don't go to the bathroom with you, no matter what.
I had to find the charger.
All right. So, sorry, you didn't know this was happening for 24 hours. So,
So you wasn't prepared. Too much preparation.
All right. Let's go around the horn the other way in the NFC. We'll start with you, Dorian.
My biggest surprise, I'll give it to Jacob. Same thing kind of with Coby. Jacob will lose focus mid-season here and there. He's doing it kind of now towards the tail end of the season, but he did do it to where he'll win his division. But Jacob, surprised me by not falling off. Because if I predicted NFC North, I'd have predicted him to win it again. So him actually win it again, see the ADHD kicking in while he's spinning his chair, I expect that to kick in during his games. So the fact that he didn't do that and won his game in division, he's my biggest surprise. I'll give him his kudos for that. So Good job, Jacob. My biggest letdown, I'll say, in the NFC has to be Dougie. Now, Dougie is going to sneak into the playoffs, but Dougie is kind of those, hey, let's go ahead and give Ray a battle. Let me fight you for the division. Let me try to win a division. Seeing Dougie there at the 9-6 mark, it's like, I expect Dougie to be in double digit, rank. I think Dougie growing up and not being an 18-year-old Dougie, it's like, no, go back to the 18-year-old Dougie. Be immature and childish and win Madden games. Don't be grown up and have a job now and care less about Madden. That's overrated.
Gotcha. All right, Coby, now that you're charged up, how about you on the NFC side?
My biggest surprise is actually Dougie. He started off 0-5. I've never seen anybody in any Madden league start off 0-5 and somehow claw themselves into a 7 seed. So that's definitely my biggest surprise. My biggest disappointment, I'd say, is I'm not really disappointed with any of those guys. I'm gonna go Ray. I hate to say it. I'm gonna go Ray, but he hasn't seemed to be himself this year. Honestly, I'm just trying to inspire him to fight and claw, but he's lost to Lathan twice. He actually let me beat him, which is really weird of him to do. He is currently sitting at the 2nd seed, but maybe the lack of games that he's played in the last 10, 20 days has probably been the case. But yeah, I'm going to go with Ray as my biggest disappointment for now, hopefully to inspire him.
Shocker. Man, that's a hot take. And you're right. I was looking, I think Dougie in his last 9 games is 7-2. So yeah. I was going to say that. I was going to go against Dorian on that one. I think I agree with you. I think you're both right because nobody expected him to come out as cold as he started.
He did have a tough stretch of schedule, though. If I remember his first 4 games, it was like Coby, Ray, Colts, and like he had 4 or 5 tough users to start his season. I think he played me like week 6. He started off the season with some tough games. I will give him that.
He had Coby, then he had Ray, then he had Seattle, and then he had the Panthers.
Yeah, so he had a tough 5-game stretch, and even for any user, that's a tough 5-game stretch.
Then he got Tommy, and that made everything right. Sorry, Tommy, you were his feel-good game. So, all right, and then Coby is throwing it down on Ray. Ray, you're a disappointment. Coby's really disappointed in him.
Yeah, Ray, sitting at 12-3, being the 2nd seed. I don't know how you're a disappointment, but keep up, keep it up.
So, all right, Jacob, here's your chance. Go piss off everybody that's going to be on your way to the Super Bowl.
Here's what we're not going to do. Lathan, Codes, Ray, fantastic job this year. Great job, guys. Keep it up. So, now that that's out the way, we're learning from our mistakes from last year. My biggest surprise, Dougie, same reason as Coby, 0-5. Now he's 9-6. He could finish with 11 wins still, depending how he's like. That's a crazy turnaround. And biggest disappointment, bear with me here, Emmanuel, Dak, Ryan. Those 3 users. All 3 were in playoff contention last year. And none of them are going to have over 8 wins this season. I don't know what happened, but it was these are all, you hear those names are typically playoff users, or fighting for a spot. And now Emmanuel's at the bottom of the NFC. Ryan's down there. I don't know what happened, but those 3 are really kind of surprised me this year.
That is definitely a fair take. So, yeah, man, I was looking, and the AFC, we have a lot of teams down at the bottom of the list in the league. So, Ravens, Dolphins, Titans, Broncos, and of course the Patriots. And actually before that, the Chargers and the Browns. 49ers at 4-11 is the worst team in the NFC. So, and like I said, there's a whole bunch statistically teams a lot worse than they are. So AFC is going to get their shit together. So,
yeah.
No wonder why Kobe's doing so good. It's easy in the AFC.
I lost
You
to
told
Darnell.
me, Kobe. What did you say? You want to tell the podcast what you told me?
I lost to Darnell about 3-4 weeks ago. So the number one seed in the AFC has lost to the last place team in the NFC. It happens. Okay.
Oh no. All right. So, all right. Well, so definitely some good. So, what are you guys thinking as we get into the playoffs? Who's the team that you are most concerned about, Jacob?
Let me choose my words carefully here. So the way it's shaped up right now, assuming I make out the wild card, Codes or Lathan are my biggest red flags right now. I know Codes because from another league, I know he has one of the worst teams in the game. They're gonna say it's a good team. It's not a good team. And Lathan, whatever he's doing offensively is insane. And like I have not good defense, so I don't want to play that. And Ray goes on those three, Lathan, Ray, Codes. Those three are the biggest like scary people in the NFC.
All right. And for those of you watching at home, you might have noticed even though they don't do Thanksgiving in Canada, obviously Jacob ate some humble pie over the holidays because he is definitely toned down his Detroit is going to take everybody to the woodshed, Frederick.
Yeah, we've learned.
Now what are you doing?
Sit down, dude.
We're going to have to get like restraints for him. So, all right, Coby, who do you think is the scariest team going into the playoffs?
AFC. I'm going to go Raiders and Wilkie. I do play him this week. I don't think I've yet to play him since he's actually joined GOI. He all of a sudden got really good at scheduling this week. So I was hoping maybe just to swing a force win my way, but he actually wants to play. So I think I'm going to play him on Friday. So definitely him. He actually seems focused this year. Last year he didn't have a quarterback, and this year he's got a rookie project that he's working on. So definitely scared to see that guy for now. But nobody else in AFC. I'm not scared of anybody else.
Nobody else. All right.
That's the mistake I made last year.
Nobody liked the Steelers. Definitely not scared of them.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So he's not scared of you, Dorian, and he's telling Ray he's a disappointment. So I thought the smoke was supposed to chill you out. It seems like it's getting you fired up. So
yeah, it has that effect sometimes. We talk about that.
I mean, he's smiling through the whole thing, but All right, Dorian.
The last time me and Coby played, I learned from my mistakes, but he don't want to talk about who won that last game. But it's okay. He had the last playoff victory. I will let him have it. Have your moment to shine, Butterfly.
Thank you.
Butterfly.
The team that I am afraid to see is surprisingly the team who I can't beat this year, which is the Bengals and Barclay. I swept Barclay 3 times last year. I had 2 wins in the regular season, beat him in the playoffs. This season, he got my number. This year, he beat my ass week 1. It was not pretty. I was not happy. And then he turned around and did it again week 9, week 10. Right now, the Bengals just have my number. So the team that I don't want to see right now is the Bengals. I think I match up pretty well against a lot of teams in the AFC. But when it comes to thumbs and mental, it just frees up against the Bengals for some reason. It's a mental thing. I'm in my own way. So the Bengals are the team I don't want to see. I'll go to Indianapolis. We're not worried about them. We beat them bumps. But the Bengals, going to the jungle is not fair. Not fun.
Yeah, and that's true. We haven't really talked about him. And he's kind of been quiet. He seems like he's got a lot of stuff going on outside of the league. But he definitely is one of the premier players.
When Barclay is locked in, it shows through his defense. And it shows in the rewards as his linebacker is up there for best linebacker of the year. And that's not even his better linebacker. I think it's Joseph Ouzier, whatever, who's up there for best linebacker. But right. Childress is hands down his better linebacker. But yeah, so his defense has definitely ramped up. And his defense and the user skills over the middle of the field has always been his better skills.
So speaking of defense, and changing gears a little bit, we're starting to hear rumbles again about people wanting to look at possibly doing something with the sliders in the game because we're having a lot of like record-setting scoring outputs here lately.
And I'm glad you brought that up, John. I was talking, I think, with Connor, Ryan, and Jacob last night in the party. We all know my history. I can suck ass at defense. I'm terrible at defense. I turn my defense around. I'm probably like in between the 15 to 10 range of defense. If I can turn my defense around, everybody else can play defense. I suck at defense. I don't care. I give up on defense. But this year I actually made an effort to like lock into defense to the point where my corner leads the league in interceptions. If you would have told me that would have ever happened, I'd have laughed at your face. I don't care about defense, but defense definitely is challenging, but it can be played. It definitely can be played.
And and you definitely have. I mean, you're ranked currently right now 13th overall in defense in points allowed.
Yeah.
But even that, it's 29. That's what you're averaging for the season is 29. So of course your offense is 40 a game.
But if we take that, and also the point I brought up, if we take that to like the NFL league average, I know this is a game we try to be like, but if we take that to like the NFL average, what are some of the NFL averages? Like 13 points given allowed. If you tell an NFL team right now you gave up 28 points allowed, they're probably looking at you like, hey, that's good. That NFL scoring is up across the board. So the game is made now too tender towards offense. No, nobody really likes it. I even watch NFL and go, the hit on Trevor Lawrence, I don't like that he got suspended. Trevor Lawrence should have been slid. He slid way too late. As a defender, what do you want me to do? Hurt myself, try to jump over you? It's tendered to offense, protect the quarterback, don't touch the receivers. I do kind of want to go back to where you are allowed to, bump them more than 5 yards. Or, you can hit the quarterback, stop protecting them in the pocket, things like that. So, yeah.
I'm actually hoping I see you and Coby play each other in the playoffs because Coby scores 3 points more than you do and gives up 1 point more than you do. So if there's an even matchup, it's probably you two guys right now.
Bullets for more material.
I was going to say real quick, John, adding to Dwayne's point about the whole slider thing. I'm not going to name names, but a lot of people complaining about defense. Again, I think everyone's good at this game, but I think it's mainly users who have struggled to capitalize on offense. So when you're not scoring on offense every drive, like a Coby or a Dorian, your defense, no matter how good you claim you are, no matter who you have out there, they're not going to hold every drive if you're not producing on offense. And I've noticed, I've seen GOI lobby comments. I've been in parties with people on PlayStation. That's what that person noticed. It's that group who can't produce offensively as much as they can on defense, that once sliders fixed or changed. But
I feel like you were talking to me when you said that. Kind of hurt me.
No, I was talking about Connor and Ryan. If we're gonna do.
Let's see how you are. All right. So, let's see. Moving on from that, what do you guys have any? You have any hot takes, Coby? I know you spent days preparing for this. Any hot takes on who's going to be the best draftee? Any ideas there?
So League News finally dropped about 4 guys that won the awards for the prospects list. Let me pull that up. Okay, so they named the nation's top receiver. It's a Clemson wide receiver named George Monty. The best defensive end edge rushers is left end George Jarrett. What position is he? The second best receiver, looks like he actually might win the Heisman, is Georgia's Jaron Taylor. And then there's another wide receiver, Southern Utah wide receiver Marcel Singh. He won the nation's best FCS player. So it looks like this is like a very stacked, heavy wide receiver class. So I would say if you do need a wide receiver, this is the year. Except you, Dorian, stop getting receivers. Please relax.
Hey, but your guy that you sent me, he's doing all right. He's doing all right for me.
He's not a bad player. I just needed a taller slot. He's actually pretty solid. I just needed to move Calvin Austin from outside and get a taller body there. So I'm kind of mad I overpaid, but it actually worked in my favor.
I'm not. I think you made a good deal.
Well, when I said he was overpaying, you got mad at me in the trade committee, John. But
we didn't want to talk to you that day.
Yeah, we let John be. We let John.
I can't win on the field. You got to let me win somewhere. So Coby, does anybody know? I haven't looked in a couple weeks. Am I still the overall number 1 pick again?
I haven't checked either in a while, John. I think you
I'll check.
have like a game or two difference. You might be number 2 right now.
I think the Broncos might have it.
Yeah, I
It's
think you
like
might be
3
number 2 right
AFC
now.
teams are neck and neck.
So should I trade them all away or should I go get a stud?
I mean, if you need a wide receiver, this is the class to go get one. Obviously,
Right now, yeah, John, it's Daryl and then you. You guys are tied, but he has some sort of tiebreaker.
I mean, my problem is I need to draft like a user or at least a pair of hands. So it sucks being old, guys. I can't tell you how many times I think I'm hitting X and I hit triangle and I'm like, so you just like shit moves slower when you get old. So look at Ray's getting old. Look at him. He's falling apart, right, Kobe?
I love it.
I hope I never see Ray again.
I love it.
He's a huge disappointment, Ray. All right. So who do you think is going to be, who do you think is anybody that you think is going to be like a big game changer for a team in those draft picks? I know you mentioned quite a few, but
I don't see the speed or anything for him, but I would definitely say this Clemson George Monty. If anybody needed him, let me see what his stats look like.
I feel like looking at it, it could be Tommy that could need him the most because I know that tight end score isn't that good.
Oh, he's a tight end. As to notes.
Oh, he's a tight end.
No, he's a wide receiver, actually.
I said the tight end score, wide receiver core isn't that good.
I believe Kevin did a thing on him. He's 6'5", 235 at wide receiver. So if anybody's going to be a game changer, it's going to be this kid.
Are you talking about the dude from Georgia? Or
yeah, he's
6'8",
he's from Clemson.
Oh, okay.
From Clemson, George Monty. He is 6'5", 235.
Gonna write that down.
Yep. His awareness doesn't look too good, though.
His what doesn't?
His awareness.
You don't need to be smart to catch a football.
He'd fit right in with the Patriots then.
I believe that means he's not going to be that high of an overall, but he's still 6'5", 235. So I feel like he's like a Parham on this game, like one of those taller guys who just catches the ball and breaks every first and second tackle.
As long as he doesn't have 13 injuries down the field.
I'm just going to trade up for this guy. I can feel it.
Do you guys remember that the last edition I got the number 1 overall quarterback? He looked amazing everywhere, and he was a 35 injury.
You drafted a quarterback, and then Bailey, who had the Jets, I think drafted a receiver who literally had 13 injury and got hurt every other play.
Well, and I had Seattle, and that guy was 35 injury, and he never made it through 3 games without being out of the game.
If I remember that quarterback, yep.
So, oh man. All right, well, let's see. One more thing we can probably discuss is who's your all's favorite to be coach of the year this year? Throw you a curveball. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be Ray because he's a big disappointment.
I love that we're calling that one. That is great.
We need to get some shirts made up that just say Ray's a disappointment.
Sold. Everybody sold. Mine right now, I would say would have to be Kevin. Because like the Bills, what they were last year wasn't what's up. So Kevin turned them around. And then I also, I'll give it to coach. Jacob hyped him up to get him into the league and said he was this great user. He came and showed it in year 1. He did, like Jacob said, that Panthers team isn't very good, but to have him sitting at 12-3 right now. So between Kevin and Codes, so between the Bills and the Panthers are my 2 right now for coach of the year.
Gotcha. So how about you, Jacob?
I'm gonna go Codes again here. I think I said it earlier when we discussed it a few weeks ago, but I think even Madden has him favorite right now. But that Panthers team had 2 users mid-year season 1, like rotated Julian and I think another Brandon. I forgot their names, but they had no off season either because the guy left in the off season. I'm pretty sure. So. And Kevin's also doing a great turnaround from like 2-15 to 10-6 or whatever, or 10-11-5. But I just think a team that has had no work done to it and is 12-3 sitting in the playoff picture, I think it has to be him for me this year.
And something to consider when we talk about Codes is he's had 3 losses. and I'm kind of proud of this because not proud of the fact that
I
he
know
got a
it's-
suspension, but I'm proud it was actually like the first time in a long time that the suspension actually did something.
Yeah,
Because
both losses without
right. I mean,
losses.
it was when he had 2-star players out. And by the way, he handled with class. I don't think it was, as Phil used to love to say, it wasn't an egregious violation. I think it was just some newness to the league and whatnot. But yeah, we took those 2 players out, and he had a rough way. I mean, it was against, it was Buffalo, and then I think Denzel was the other one, and both good users, but still. You take those 2 out, and the only loss he has was against Ray, and it was a 3-point game.
Yep.
It was 19-16. So, he could be, and I'm not going to say he's good quietly. I think everybody knows he's here now. So yeah, definitely a good pick. And Coby, since we know you're not picking Ray, who are you giving it to?
Because you're disappointed in Ray.
I'm either going Dougie or Kevin. They had the 2 biggest turnarounds for me. I know Dougie was, of course, the 1 seed last year, but I don't know. I haven't seen anybody recover from 0-5. So definitely Kevin or Dougie.
So I'm starting to think, I don't know how it is on your screen, but Dorian, like you and I are on the right-hand side, kind of seeming kind of normal. And then on the left-hand side, we got Jacob eating his clothes. Coby's like giving himself a head massage. I don't know what the left side is doing at all. So I think
this whole time I see like half of Kobe's face.
Yeah, we were looking up his nose. Yeah. So it's almost like
I'm like, if you don't straighten your phone out and look at the camera normally.
My screen seems like it's representing the spectrum. So
that's great.
They hate us because they ain't us, Coby.
That's it.
They hate us.
And Jacob, are you adding more shirts in the back wall? It seemed like you have more shirts than you did before.
No, it's the same amount right now.
I guess it's just the angle. I got you. All right,
the angle.
All right, and then I guess we can wrap it up with MVP. Who do we think the league's MVP is going to be?
Trey Lance.
Yeah, Trey Lance.
Everybody
76 touchdowns with. He hasn't played this week.
Not him to Donald Parham. Donald Parham.
Yeah, him or Donald Parham.
It's 34 touchdowns, guys. At tight end.
And 2,000 yards.
2,000 yards as well.
Man, I'm not sure if I have a quarterback with 76 completions. So y'all laugh. God. All right, guys. So we're good. I think we kind of covered the bases. Next time we'll get together, we'll be in the playoffs. And hopefully
Some of us might not be by the time we record, but
again, you taking a shot at me. It feels like you're taking a shot at me.
I'm about to say, John, I have a hot take before we wrap it up. My hot take is Jacob is going to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. I think he wins his round 1 matchup. He has to face Lathan then as a 4 seed going to see the 1 seed. I think he gets Lathan this year. I think because of Parham and Trey Lance, Jacob's going to take it to him. And then I think he sees Ray in the conference championship game. And you know what? He's gonna get his revenge against Ray. He's finally gonna put Ray out the playoffs. I think Jacob represents the NFC in the Super Bowl. That's my hot take.
So you think Jacob's he's gonna survive? You just eliminated Codes too. After all, we just
so Codes and Ray are gonna play round 2. So it's gonna be 1-4 in the next round against 2-3. And I think 4 upsets 1, and then I think Ray beats Codes. And I think Jacob and Ray will meet in the conference championship, and I think Jacob will beat Ray in the conference championship game, represent NFC in the Super Bowl.
You know, when Dorian really gets going, he reminds me of like Michael Irvin on ESPN. He just gets kind of wound up, and so
you should see me on 2K. It gets way worse.
I want to say thank you, Dorian, but real quick, Ray Lathan, I guess Connor, because I'll probably face you in the wild card. His words, not mine. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, speaking of. You guys have totally disregarded Connor. Like he never even came up with the conversation until now.
So I took a shot fired because in the chat while we was having what's the name, Lathan even said AFC has no championships. NFC got 17 trophies. I even put I could have won rings in the 1950s, taking shots at Connor championships. Connor's the homie. Connor's man. Con man is a good con man. However, last year, when Connor had to see me, Ray, and Coby in the AFC South, didn't look too good for him. So kind of when he got to see that competition, he doesn't shine bright against it. So I'm gonna say
Like a diamond. Yeah.
Well, it's probably because Connor was using a new playbook that game.
Yeah.
All right. So, plus, Connor's one of the few people that I've actually beaten. So, using the logic we had before, Connor, he ain't got nothing. The Patriots have beat him.
Fired Connor. Show up in the
I'm just
playoffs.
happy to be here. Thank you for being here,
Oh,
Connor.
God. I even beat Connor. I'm trying to remember who the quarterback was because I got rid of Brady because I thought my problem was Brady. It was not the user.
Brady.
And who was his backup back then? Whoever it was, that's who I was using. It was horrible. So I can't even remember.
Just to let you know, Connor, you can be the 5th seed, and whoever you play, who will be the 4th seed, you should take all this out on your 4th seed opponent. Just saying, Connor.
Probably gonna be me, by the way. Probably.
Plus,
That's you? Oh, I did not see that coming, man. Oh man, that's terrible.
Plus, Connor's off his game because I just stole somebody off his practice squad. So he's not engaged right now.
I'm sorry, Connor let somebody go off his practice squad?
Yeah, I got his 88 speed. I've lost like half my team to injuries this year. I think they're just quitting on me. Personally, I feel like Gerard Mayo and they're all just like, no, not going in. But I had to pick up a linebacker, so I stole his 88 speed 22-year-old linebacker. So, because if you need a player, just go to Connor's practice squad because that's where all the good ones are.
But he's not letting them go. You let one go. He let one go to you. It's just wow. Okay, that's I feel like he lost it. He lost the bet or something. There's no way.
There's probably some OG love there. He feels bad for me, so he lets me win in waivers once in a while. So, all right. So let's see, Coby. Who you? Any final takes from you?
Nope. I hope everybody's still having fun. Hope we have a good
playoffs.
playoffs.
You can't say that after what you said to start the show.
Well, I was going to say, I don't think there's anything you can add besides raise a disappointment. In fact, I'm going to name this podcast Raise a Disappointment. So,
no.
In fact,
I'm just inspiring him. He's going to clearly win the NFC now.
See, that's like you backed into that. You were like, oh, shit, I shouldn't have done that. How do I fix this? Ray, I'm trying to inspire you.
Yeah,
so
I'm inspired him.
I mean, Ray's not going to win it. Jacob's going to win it. I'm telling you, Jacob's taking the NFC this year. If you guys don't believe so, I got faith in humble pie Jacob.
Ray takes negative comments personally. Last time somebody called him washed, he won every game until the next season. So this is going to inspire him. He's going to win that NFC. I just want to see him and Lathan in a good close matchup. Sorry to anybody else in the NFC. I'm not talking down to you. Anybody that can win, but
hang on for a second. I'm going to check something here. No, telling somebody they're a disappointment is worse than saying they're washed. Just for the record, just checking on that.
No.
So let me get this straight. Y'all call Ray washed last year, and they called him a disappointment this year. Yeah, way to go, guys!
And that's what he does.
So. Man, Ray, man, I'm saying if you need help, Ray, call us. We're here for you because you seem to be on a bad trajectory, according to Coby. So went from wash to just a disappointment. You're already washed, and now you're even disappointing from that.
You went down. You're washed disappointment.
Dear God, he's like the Chicago Bears of GOI all of a sudden. So,
oh no.
All right, Jacob, you wanna finish this off with some words of wisdom?
AJ finished his exams. Woo!
All right, congratulations, AJ.
Congrats, AJ.
So, but in all seriousness, Coby graduated from college, so take it for what it's worth.
It took him all 8 years.
It finally happened.
So, and I can't even imagine how many bongs that took you to get through that college course, or
How long do we have here, John? How long do we have left?
Man, we were just yapping away, so I just went ahead and upgraded it.
Minutes. Yeah, he did that about 10, 20 minutes ago.
I was just going to say...
When I was typing, yeah, that's what that was.
I was going to say like a proper fair goodbye on my end. If you lose a game, it's not because the playbook.
Yes, it is.
Okay, just accept your losses, people. Isn't that right, Coby? Take it to the chin, move on. That's what you got to do.
Because at least you probably still get some pussy, right?
All right, that's all for
post
me.
that clip. Coby, post that clip. Coby, post the clip. Coby, post the clip.
Oh, man, that's on my phone. It's on my cloud. That's the hardest part is just trying to find it. So,
clip.
Oh man, I'll never live that one down.
No, never.
well, I hope you guys had as much fun watching this as we did making it. Super proud of all the guys that are making their way into the playoffs. Proud of the fact that really we play pretty clean inside and outside of each week. Super strong league. So hopefully everybody, even our Canadian friends, have a great holiday season. You guys do Christmas, don't you, Jacob? You do that one, right? Because of your gifts. I got you. So everybody, will see you after Christmas. Hope you and your families have a great one, and we look forward to seeing you on the other side. Thanks, everybody.
Good one. Merry Christmas.